Start again.
There once was a shoemaker who worked very hard and was very, very honest, but still couldn't earn enough to live upon. And at last, all he had in the world was gone, save just leather enough to make one pair of shoes. So he cut the leather out, all ready to make up the next day, meaning to rise early in the morning to his work. His conscience was clear and his heart light in the middle of all his troubles. So he went peaceably to bed, left all his cares to heaven, and soon fell asleep. In the morning, after he'd said his prayers, he set himself down to do his work. When to his great wonder, there stood the shoes, already made, upon the table. The good man knew not what to say or think at such an odd thing happening. He looked at the workmanship. There was not one false stitch in the whole job. All was so neat and true, it was quite a masterpiece. The same day, a customer came in, and the shoes suited him so well, he willingly paid a price higher than usual for them. And the poor shoemaker, with the money, bought leather enough for 2 pairs of shoes. In the evening, he cut out the work and once again went to bed early, that he might get up and begin next day. But he was saved all the trouble, for when he got up in the morning, the work was already done to his hand. Soon in came buyers who paid him handsomely for the goods. So they bought leather enough for 4 pairs of shoes. Once again he cut out the work overnight and found it done in the morning, as before. So it went on for some time. What was got ready in the evening was always done by daybreak, and the good man soon became thriving and well off again. One evening about Christmas time, as he and his wife were sitting over the fire, chatting together, he said to her, "You know, I should like to sit up and watch tonight, so we can see who it is that comes and does the work for me." The wife liked the idea, so they set a fire burning and hid themselves in the corner of the room, behind a curtain that was hung up there, and watched what would happen. As soon as it was midnight, there came in 2 naked little dwarfs, and they sat themselves upon the shoemaker's bench, took up all the work that was cut out, and began to fly with their little fingers, stitching and wrapping and tapping away at such a rate that the shoemaker was all in wonder and couldn't take his eyes off them. On and on they went till the job was quite done, and the shoes stood ready for use before the table. This was long before daybreak, and then they bustled away as quick as lightning. The next day the wife said to the shoemaker, "These little wights have made us rich, and we ought to be thankful to them, and do them a good turn if we can. I'm quite sorry to see them run about as they do, and indeed it is not very decent, for they have nothing upon their backs to keep off the cold. I'll tell you what, I will make each of them a shirt, and a coat, and a waistcoat, and a pair of pantaloons into the bargain, and you make each of them a little pair of shoes." The thought pleased the good cobbler very much, and one evening when all the things were ready, they laid them on the table, instead of the work that they used to cut out, they then went and hid themselves to watch what the little elves would do. About midnight, in they came, dancing and skipping, hopped around the room, and then went to sit down to do their work, as usual. But when they saw the clothes lying for them, they laughed and chuckled and seemed mightily delighted. Then they dressed themselves in the twinkling of an eye, and danced and capered and sprang about as merry as could be, till at last they danced out of the door and away over the green. The good couple saw them no more, but everything went well with them from that time forwards, as long as they lived. The end.